Welcome to Level Up with Chef Brenda. In today's video, I would like to share with you one of my most favorite tools to use, the Food Buying Guide. Why do I love this tool so much? Because I love standardizing recipes. It is my jam. So before we get started, I would like to say if you have any questions about standardizing recipes or utilizing the Food Buying Guide, please be sure to refer to your state agency. This video is for reference only. So let's get started. We are going to talk about using the USDA Food Buying Guide to determine how many pounds of whole cantaloupe to purchase when you're serving cubed or diced cantaloupe. So the first thing that you want to do when utilizing the Food Buying Guide is go to the web, because you want to make sure that you're using the online Food Buying Guide, because the USDA is updating that all of the time. So we want to get rid of those printed copies. Then you want to select the food item that you are going to purchase and process. So today we're talking about whole cantaloupe. So you can see here that I'm going to be purchasing cantaloupe that's whole and fresh. And then I'm going to be serving it cubed or diced. So the Food Buying Guide is telling us that if we have whole cantaloupe and we're going to serve it cubed or diced, then we're going to purchase it by the pound. And for every pound that we purchase, we are going to get 5.73 quarter cups diced or cubed fruit, okay? So it's also giving us some additional information, which we're not going to talk about in this video today. We'll talk about that another time. So let's dive deep a little bit further. So let's say we want a half cup of cantaloupe for 100 servings. So we know that each pound of cantaloupe provides us with that 5.73 quarter cup servings, but we don't want a quarter cup servings. We want a half cup servings. However, the Food Buying Guide does not provide us with the servings per meal contribution of a half cup. So we must do the math to get the amount that we want. And it might seem a little bit scary right now or confusing, but don't worry. Once you do this a lot, it gets pretty easy. So how do we do that? Instead of looking at the Food Buying Guide based on how many servings we want, we must determine how many quarter cups we need. We know that we want 100 half cup servings, so that would be 200 quarter cup servings. So we're just saying we're going to serve 100 kids a half cup of diced cantaloupe, but to use the Food Buying Guide right, we need to know really how many quarter cups we're going to need. And because we're serving 100 kids, we know that we need to just double that number to 200 for 200 quarter cup servings. So now we are going to take that 200 quarter cups and we're going to divide it by the 5.73 pounds, and that's going to give us 34.9040 pounds. So as a rule in the Food Buying Guide, you always have to keep the fourth decimal. So just remember that as a rule. Now, what I like to do personally is I like to turn that pounds into ounces so that I can round it. And I'm going to show you why. So I take that 34.9040 pounds and I multiply it by 16, because we know there are 16 ounces in a pound. And that gives us 558.4642 ounces. Well, that's kind of an odd number. So let's just round it up. You always want to round up in child nutrition. So round to 559 ounces. So I've just simply rounded this up to the 559 ounces. Now I'm going to divide it into 16 ounces because there are 16 ounces in a pound and I want to get it back to pounds. So now you can see I have 34.9375 pounds. So I'm simply just going to plug that right into the Food Buying Guide here. And let's see what it says. It says that we can have 100 half cup servings if we purchase 34.9375 pounds. We really could just say 35 pounds, right? We could round that up to 35, but maybe you're just plugging this in for 100. you're not going to serve just 100 kids every day. That number changes every time we serve cantaloupe, right? So I like to create my recipes in 100, or if you're serving in a daycare home, maybe just 6 servings, you can do that too. So it's just really important to always remember that you just have to test this a few times, because food does not yield the same every single time. So you may need a little bit more cantaloupe, you may need a little bit less. So keep that in mind as well. And just remember that if you have any questions, just refer to your state agency. So thanks so much for watching. For more Level Up tips, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to shut the oven door.